the 21st.
The thing is rolling. And there we are. All right, good morning. WTFCNN. What is going on? CNN says, why El Paso and other recent attacks in the U.S. are modern-day lynchings.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're just the best news organization ever, aren't they?
Okay, in fairness, this is from their opinion articles, but I mean, let's be real. CNN hasn't published a non-opinion article. No, that's the end of the sentence. That was it. Which is, by the way, not an opinion. Oh! So, really?
Yeah, talk about how Donald Trump is dividing us, but Donald Trump repeatedly condemns white nationalism and all forms of violence, all forms of hatred. He routinely talks about us being a unified America. I dare say a Democrat could make very similar statements and would be praised for being so progressive. But because Cheeto Hitler bad, well, no. That's Donald Trump's fault. Even though what appears to be the Shooter's Manifesto said that this doesn't have a lot to do with Trump. He felt this way before Trump was elected. But we'll just ignore all that.
The leaked transcript was the New York Times, not CNN, right?
Oh no, I don't know who published the manifesto.
No, not the manifesto. I was about to bring up this one. Full transcript. If we're really going to be a transparent newsroom that debates these issues among ourselves and not on Twitter, I figure. All right, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but CNN is going through kind of the same thing. Obviously, that the New York Times just got absolutely categorically outed over. Since the Russia report, since the Mueller report came back and showed, oh no, actually everything that you've been lying for the last 2 years is a completely fabricated conspiracy theory that didn't even, guys, the idea that they're putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay is a conspiracy theory which literally has more factual evidence at its origin than the Russia probe.
Oh no, man. Some hookers peed on a bed Donald Trump watched, so he's clearly a Manchurian candidate.
Right? So, there you go. Now, since that whole narrative has failed, then we've seen that they've just decided, you know what? Screw it. If we can't prove he's a Russian, then we'll prove he's a racist. We'll just call him a racist until people believe it. Carol Anderson was scanning Twitter recently when she saw something. Oh my God.
I saw a tweet that reminded me of lynching. Oh,
CNN.
No.
Okay. Remember, what was it, 10 years ago? When social media was kind of a new idea. Facebook was a brand new thing. It was competing with MySpace. People had MySpace accounts 10 years ago. God. I got a Facebook account in 2010, I think. when I deployed to Afghanistan and wanted a way to see pictures of my newborn baby girl. And frankly, I didn't think I would ever get any use of it after I came home from war. And now it's Twitter and Facebook. People don't get their news from Twitter and Facebook. They are the news. CNN is telling us that the news, the things that you need to know about, are what people are seeing. Not even what people are saying, but what other people feel about what people are saying on Twitter.
There's a thing on a message board. Quick, rewrite the 6 o'clock
this
headline.
This isn't even what I was planning on talking about on the show, but good God. Okay, so somebody asked Latina woman if they had changed the way they acted in public after a white man allegedly targeting Mexicans was arrested for gunning down 22 people in an El Paso Walmart. Okay, have white people changed the way that we act because of the Dayton shooter, who was clearly, he was very explicitly an anti-white, pro-Elizabeth Warren, which is the same thing, communist. I mean, the guy hates Americans and America. That's why he's an Elizabeth Warren supporter.
To be fair, I didn't change my behavior. I've been packing a pistol pretty much since I turned 21 and was legally allowed to pack one.
Yeah. In fact, truth be told, I have spent more of my civilian life armed than I did spend my military life armed. I think that's ridiculous. I think, if we're being perfectly frank, if I had my way, AR 670-1, which regulates the wear and appearance of the military uniform, would require the wear, maintenance, and carry of a 9mm sidearm at a minimum as part of the daily wear uniform. If you are in uniform, you are wearing your sidearm.
100% agree with you. One of the things that I've heard more than one foreigner say that blows their mind is when you see a soldier in uniform in this country, they don't have a gun. Every other country in the world, you see a soldier in uniform, they're carrying a gun, and it's usually a rifle.
And there's a reason for that.
But yeah, we can't ask you to carry around a Beretta. Seriously?
Right?
Nah.
Real quick shout out, Gandhi. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Let me pull the microphone over into the scene. Maybe y'all can hear me better. It's a good microphone. You'll probably heard me okay with it over there. But we'll do this right now.
Now I can hear you better.
Oh, that's
great.
great.
Imagine.
Yeah, I'm sure that makes a difference. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's probably better. I got a little activated a minute ago. The hate feels like a ball in my stomach and a rope around my neck.
Because I'm sure that's exactly what she said with no coaching. She just managed to give a propaganda machine like CNN the perfect quote. Yeah, I'm sure that all happened. What is it the kids say? I'm going to go ahead and press X to doubt.
What?
It's some kind of video game reference I don't entirely understand, but some of the kids say, I'm going to go ahead and press X to doubt. You know, like in an RPG, you can press one button to...
Okay. Okay. Sure.
We're driving a surge in white supremacist violence in places like El Paso. There's not a surge of white supremacist violence. Frankly, if there was, it wouldn't last very long, because there are white guys like me that wouldn't tolerate it. You're not going to shoot up my Walmart. I don't care what your political affiliation is.
Yeah, and... So, El Paso, Texas. I don't want to go into too much on this, but I do have there are some questions that I have. A shooting happened in an El Paso Walmart. Let me tell you something that we learned from the shooting in the El Paso Walmart. We learned that women make the majority of all buying decisions. In this country, which the left likes to decry as an evil white supremacist patriarchy where women are oppressed and put upon, women make the majority of all buying decisions. They do the shopping. And that is how a man with a gun was able to kill 22 people without an armed man returning fire and putting a stop to it. If there's anything worth learning, gentlemen, buy your girl a gun. Teach her how to shoot it. Get her a carry license.
Yeah, highest level of feminism is women carrying Glock 17s in their purse. You really want to be equal with men in every way? That's how you do it. Bullets don't care about your gender. And yes, I just assumed that you're one of two genders.
That's... No, for it to be for that to be an assumption, the possibility would have to exist that it was false. When a statement is made and the possibility of falsehood does not exist, then what you've stated is empirical fact.
Yes, you are correct. I was adopting the language of the left in order to be sarcastic. I thought that came through. Maybe it didn't.
Oh, it did. It came through, sure.
So we normally rag on CNN for the whole segment, but buddy, can we move on to the other things?
Yeah,
manages to be even worse than this horse shit.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to really pick this one apart a little bit harder. The blatant just falsehood in here.
And it's got all the hallmarks in it, like how we're going to have quotes from people on talk radio and just everything. Every boogeyman about the right ever is in this article.
Yeah. And this bizarre notion that lynchings were a product of fear of being replaced. Okay, sure. Maybe that's fair. The Democrats were facing a very serious situation where finally blacks were being voted into Congress and they were all Republicans. But no, the party switched. Hey, when did the party switch? Hey, Cameron, you remember when the party switched? Did the Democrats stop being the racists and pass it over to the Republicans in the 60s for the Civil Rights Acts? Oh, no, that was almost unanimously Republicans. Oh, I know, it was in the mid-90s with the Defense of Marriage Act signed by Democrat President William Jefferson Clinton. Is that when it happened? Nope. Oh, I know when it was. It was in the mid-2000s when for the first time in U.S. history, a United States president ran on a platform that did not include traditional marriage. Oh, that was Donald J. Trump, the God Emperor himself. First, let me be clear about what I just said. He is the first candidate for president who, in the history of the United States, since it became an issue, ran on a platform that did not include traditional marriage. Now, in fairness, there were lots of presidents before when people didn't acknowledge that gays existed, and nobody was asking for gay marriage rights, that it just wasn't a conversational piece and it didn't appear on a platform. But since it became a national issue, Donald Trump is the only candidate to run for the presidency and achieved the nomination who did not run on traditional marriage. That includes Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, sweetheart. They both ran against it. Against gay marriage. So let's get to this 1619 project. 400 years ago, a ship carrying about 20 enslaved Africans arrived in Point Comfort, British colony of Virginia. This sentence right here. Though America did not even exist yet, their arrival marked its foundation. The beginning of the system of slavery on which the country was built. Okay. This is not complicated. What is being done with this whole 1619 project is the victim, the power brokering victim left, has conceded that the United States was not founded on slavery. It may have been a factor, but it is not, as they would like you to believe, the sole reason that the United States was able to exist. That's a ludicrous claim. It's an unintelligible claim. And without even having to discuss the inevitable demise of slavery by mere economic development that was only preceded by the smashing of slavery through the work of strong men deciding to make that cause. Without even having to go down that road, the fact of the matter is this.
You mean the white Republicans that go to church that believe in a higher morality? Those guys?
Yeah.
The ones that are so evil right now. If you're a white Republican and you go to church, you're one of the bad guys.
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
So this is obstruction all over again. We didn't find any Russian collusion, so we're moving the goalposts. There was obstruction. Well, America wasn't actually founded on slavery in 1776, but if we back it up 160 some years, well, then we can point to that. If we just go ahead and change the dates, if we just go ahead and back up a century and a half, then we can say, oh well, it was founded on slavery here. No.
Yeah, we're talking about something that my grandparents' did, somehow actually affecting the course of my life. Now, I'm not saying that it is not possible for that thing to happen. You've got transmission of culture, you can have inherited wealth, and yes, you can actually have a limited form of inherited poverty. But to go from 1619 to 1776, there wasn't even an idea of there being an America until the mid-1700s. Even some of the founding fathers that we regard as heroes, they didn't actually want to stop being British subjects. There were things about British law that they really enjoyed, because for all of its faults, a lot of Western society had undergone all sorts of revolutions in art, science, technology, morality, just all of it. And it was only when there was basically no other choice that the Revolutionary War happened. And it didn't happen over slavery. Not exactly. It happened, as we all know, over taxes. And taxes, I would argue, are actually a form of slavery. And if you want to know what I mean, don't pay yours and see what happens.
Yeah, good luck with that. So
As
this is not complex. We're going to hear more about this. They're going to make a big deal of it because this is part of the narrative that Donald Trump only exists because he's a racist, and we're all a bunch of racists, and we love his racism. Well,
yeah, it's no accident that this is going to be a year-long project. At this same time, there's going to be a presidential campaign. I mean, really.
yeah. So here's the thing. If you believe that Donald Trump is a racist and that he was elected exclusively on racism by racists, you're not wrong. You're a goddamn liar.
And one other thing, because
nobody legitimately believes that. You cannot, in the face of evidence, believe that to be true. If you say the words out loud that Trump's a racist or that being a Trump supporter makes you a racist, you're a goddamn liar. It's that simple.
Well, a little bit of pushback on that. If you've been exposed to things like this shite here, the 1619 Project, your entire life, I mean, it's the cave all over again. How can you possibly know what the outside world looks like if you've spent your entire life looking at shadows on a wall? You can't even conceive of the fact that there's things outside the cave. So there's that. I think a lot of the people that say, for example, Trump's a racist, his supporters are at least subtly racist, and he dog whistled to their subtle racism, then got them to vote for him and all that blah, blah, blah. Some of them are liars. A large percentage of them are liars, without a doubt. But all of them? No. I mean, if you cook something in barbecue sauce, whatever that thing is, when you're done cooking it, it's going to taste like barbecue sauce. And this is what they've been stewed in, basically since day one of kindergarten. And the reason why I bring that up is the second thing about the 1619 Project that I think is really insidious is I think this is a deliberate effort to move the Overton window. The left always plays the long game. Always. I mean, you'd think that they would understand certain things about warfare and so forth better since they're able to think 2, 3, 4 moves ahead. I mean, it's basically chess, only they're doing it with your emotions and they're doing it with the zeitgeist. But what's happening here is the concepts that are going to be introduced in the 1619 Project are going to become part of the public discourse. CNN, ABC, Fox News, whatever, that in order to do their jobs, they're going to have to respond to things that come from the 1619 Project. And in so doing, this narrative is going to get injected into the body politic as a fact, not as an opinion, not as a think piece, but as a fact. So, yeah, they'd love for this to result in a 2020 defeat for the Donald. But part of what they're thinking about is 2025, 2030, 2035, when there's a whole brand new generation of adults, 18, 21, 25-year-olds, that have lived their entire life hearing about the brilliance of the 1619 Project.
And are ready to vote for Santa Claus.
Yeah. So bear that in mind as you see these stories. These are not going to be one and dones. Whatever you see happen in the 1619 Project is going to stick around virtually forever. We'll never get rid of it. It's going to be a cancer disguised as education.
Yep.
And I think we've blown our time.
By about 5 minutes. But that's all we got for you today. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wake the hell up.
Wake the hell up. All right, this has been the Brushfire Mind. We try to be live every morning. we get pretty close. Damn, son!
The sign said, "Wake the hell up."
We'll see you tomorrow morning. And oh yeah, tomorrow's one of my favorites. It's Toter Win Thursday, and we got a good one this week. We got a damn good one this week. So we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Until then, remember, build a man a fire, you keep him warm for the evening. But if you set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life. Hey, can I give you a call on the phone and talk to you for just a minute while I smoke a cigarette before you move on? All right. All right. Give me a call when you get out the door. All right. Bye.